Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Zentangle Explore. I am so excited that you have joined me either here live or on the replay. My name is Esther Piszczek, and I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And this is a class where we are going to draw one Zentangle pattern really, really slowly and explore in all different kinds of ways, and not just my way, but your way. So all you will need is a couple pieces of paper that you can hold in the palm of your hand. I have some watercolor paper here, cut to different sizes, and a pen. I have a black Sharpie here and a 01 Micron, but you can use whatever you have, even if it's just a ballpoint off of your desk and a piece of copy paper. Totally perfect. So we're going to start with a brief meditation to just settle ourselves into this space, and then we will draw. So get nice and comfortable in your seat and wherever you are. You can close your eyes if you'd like. I'm going to close mine. And just find your breath. Say hello, breath. Allow your body to settle. If there's anything in your body that's calling your attention, just send a little breath to that place. Allow that part of you to relax, to settle into this space 100%. Just bring your attention from the outside world, whatever it is you've been thinking about or doing before you came to this class. And bring all of your attention, call it back to you from wherever it's been. And feel it land right here in this moment in your body. Allow the little pull of gravity to become palpable and noticeable. Perhaps your feet are resting on the floor. Perhaps your bottom is resting on the floor or a chair or a sofa or a bed. Maybe you're standing. Wherever you are, just bring your attention into your body, letting everything else float away. And while your attention is in your body, bring it to your breath. Say, what is my breath doing right now? Where can I feel the breath in my body? What are the clues that I am actually breathing? Perhaps you can feel the sensation of your breath, the movement of your clothing, or expansion of your ribs or your belly. Perhaps there's a coolness at the edge of your nostrils or a warmth in the back of your throat. Maybe you can sense your breath coming into your body. Nice inhale, expanding you from the inside out. And then releasing on the exhale, whooshing back out all of the carbon dioxide to feed the plants and the trees. Oxygen from the plants and the trees comes back into your lungs to feed you. However you're experiencing your breath is absolutely perfect. Just let it be and notice. And maybe as you're following your breath cycle with your gentle attention, you'll notice a little tiny stop, a little baby rest between the inhale and the exhale. A little baby rest at the bottom of the exhale before the inhale begins. Just notice it. Now we're going to take one big inhale together. And nice sighing exhale, letting it all out. Oh. Nice big inhale together. And a nice sighing exhale. Oh. And one last big inhale together. And exhale. Oh. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes, knowing that whatever you create today in your life will be perfect just as it is. Okay. Thank you so much for breathing with me. I really love to do that before we start to draw. So super helpful for just calming our nervous system down so that we can bring our full attention to our pen and the line on the page. And we don't have a lot of moments in our lives where we are given the opportunity to just noticeably and consciously stop and breathe. And so I like to give everybody just a little tiny taste of that before we draw. Makes everything so much better. Okay, so here we are. We are going to draw something really fun today. I'm going to change my camera and show you. Oh, I have all kinds of pen. And if you have an orange pen, you can draw with an orange pen. Whatever you want to use is absolutely fantastic. Okay, so I have a couple pieces of paper here. I have a couple of pens here. I'll let that orange one scoot in there. That's a graphic one that you could use too, 01, a Sharpie. That's all you need and your beautiful breath in order to draw really fun things. Okay, so I have my piece of paper and my pen. And we are drawing a pattern today called Pais, P-A-I-S. And it's kind of a paisley-like pattern. I think that might be why she named it that. I'm not sure. Her name is Mikee Huber. And she is a person just like us. She's not a certified Zentangle teacher. She's just someone who was in a Zentangle class and created this beautiful pattern for us to explore. So the whole point of this class is to draw really slowly and to make this pattern your own, your very, very own, and explore it in whatever way works for you. So we're going to start. And we are going to allow, if you can hear my cat in the background, I'm just going to let her do her thing. So this pattern is all about shapes. Drawing so slowly. So it's this teardrop type shape or a paisley type shape. And we're going to draw the outside first. So make sure, and if you drew yours really small, that's okay. You can add your next lines, your aura lines. It's an aura pattern. So we're going to mimic this line. Just draw along the inside here. But if you made yours really tiny, then draw yours on the outside. It's no big deal whether you draw on the inside or the outside. Totally up to you. And if there's any glitches in your line that you're unexpected, just let them be. Sometimes it takes a little bit to warm up the hand. Just gonna aura that all the way into the center. And then I'm going to add a little black. So this is basically the pattern, if you want to call it a module, the beginning. It's like a leaf pattern. And this can be explored in many, many different ways. And so we start with this outside pattern, and that can look like anything. That can look absolutely like anything, and you can change it at any time really slowly. I'm going to change mine a little bit here, just a baby bit. And we have the aura. So the elements of this pattern, that is outside shape, and then these auras. And your outside shape can look like absolutely anything. And then they all kind of conglomerate in a bit of a bunch. You could have as many auras as you want on the inside. And then there's this bit of black or orange or whatever color you'd like to add. So ask yourself questions about this. Say, okay, this is what was created by Mikee Huber. But what do I want to create? Maybe I want these leaves to be bigger. Maybe I want to change the shape. Maybe I only want one aura line and a lot of black. Or maybe I don't want any black. Maybe my auras don't connect down into the stem, but they float inside the shape independently. Maybe the black isn't in the center, but around the outside. And these connections, so these are all connected. Maybe they go behind. You can't see the connection. Misha has come to join our class. So if there's anything in your mind about any one of these elements, is well, what if I do it this way? Or what if I do it that way? I encourage you to explore it. You have a pen and you have a piece of paper. It's all you need to go on a scientific adventure of this pattern and say, what is it? What is it? What can I do to this pattern? Change it and make it just different. Now I could leave it like this. I could build off of this. You can play with directionality and how these go together with negative spaces. You can start a new exploration whenever you like on a new piece of paper. You can allow your lines to be nice and wiggly. Mine are a little wiggly this morning, this afternoon. I'm just watching them, knowing that it doesn't actually matter whether or not my lines are wiggly. My lines are whatever they are right now. And it's so freeing to just allow them to be what they are. So if I tried to change my wiggly line by forcing it to be something other than a wiggly line, more than likely it's going to get more wiggly. Now, because this is an aura pattern, once you do your inner auras, you could always add outer auras around the entire little formation of these little paises, or just around one. You could put your black on the outside. You can make your black into little scribbles to add some texture. Just going to allow this to build and grow exactly as it wants to. I'm really just allowing my pen to choose for me today. This is a nice, beautiful, organic pattern with a simple shape and an aura, which is very, you draw one line and then you just follow that line. That's really all an aura is. And so all there is that one line. And whatever that line is informs the rest of the tangle. It's super simple that way. And I love how it just moves and grows. And when I'm not trying to force it to be something in particular, it gets really interesting. So my only goal right now is to draw that outer shape, allowing it to be whatever it wants to be, without forcing it to be the perfect paisley shape, without forcing it to look like somebody else's, the creators or Linda Farmer on tanglepatterns.com. Not forcing it to be anything but what it is. Just that one line and then follow the leader. Allowing my lines to wiggle, allowing my shapes to be a surprise. And even when my brain says, oh my gosh, what the heck happened there? Say, that's okay. Right now, I'm just exploring. I'm experimenting and becoming curious. And what can happen when I just let my pen go for a walk? So I'm breathing, drawing a shape, adding aura lines to that shape, and then choosing where to add a little darkness or color or weight or emphasis. That's all. And I suppose the most important thing I'm doing is releasing judgment. Releasing judgment. It's such a beautiful practice. Humans have a negative bias in their brain, so they're always judging everything, and it's really originally a safety. It's a little safety valve for us, keep us out of danger, keep us alive. When we were living in caves, saber-toothed tigers were chasing us down. Fortunately, we don't have saber-toothed tigers chasing us down anymore. And that judgment now just separates us as humans. And brings suffering. So whenever I can practice non-judgment or allowing or acceptance, when there really aren't any stakes in the matter, it doesn't actually matter what I put on this page, even though I'm drawing as an example for you. Whatever I draw will be absolutely perfect the way it is. And it'll be even more perfect if I allow it to be so, without having some internal dialogue in my brain about what you expect me to draw or what I should be drawing because I'm going to put this on YouTube or because I have live students, what I think they think I should be drawing. That's just a lot of work. So much work and effort. It's completely unnecessary. And I could just allow whatever I'm drawing to be as it is, knowing that every time I draw a line, I learn something new. And so every line, when I think about it that way, becomes super valuable. Super, super valuable. Because it's always teaching me something new. This pattern is just so fun because you could just draw it forever. And every time you draw it, and it's a lot about Zentangle patterns, although, if you have a grid pattern that's very specific with black in certain places and shading in certain places, and then it becomes less organic and able to be changed easily. Well, I'd say you can change any pattern. But this pattern is organic and allows you to make it whatever you want to. And if you're a fan of more angular grid type patterns, you could draw this pattern in a grid. Because each of these little paisley shapes is a little module, it's like a leaf on a tree. There can be many or there could be just one. They can be connected to the tree or they can be lying on the sidewalk singularly or piled up in a leaf pile. And you get to decide because it's your drawing and it's your hand and it's your pen, it's your piece of paper, and it's your breath informing the process. So it's really helpful to acknowledge there's so many things that we can't control in our lives, so many choices that are actually made for us. Although I think we always have a choice. But some things really are out of our control. And so it's really, I find very valuable to me anyway, to recognize when I am in control. I am in control right now. And not because I'm teaching the class, but because I'm choosing to draw these lines right now, the way I'm drawing them. Even when I'm allowing my pen to really make a lot of the decisions, that's still a choice. So I just discovered another way to draw this, change it a little bit, would be to not connect the bottom and the top. I'll do one here. and make this a continuous line pattern, which I actually love. So come down to the bottom. And then aura in a little racetrack, well, not a racetrack, a maze type pattern. And that totally changes the look of it. I really love it. And that is the fun in exploring. Because had I drawn this the way the creator drew it from the very beginning, I would have thought to myself, well, that's the way it's supposed to be. That's what I should be drawing. That's how they drew it. So therefore, I have to draw it that way. When that actually isn't true. That's the really fun part about Zentangle, is that you really get to make every pattern your own. And it's slightly more challenging to do that with those very specific patterns, but it still happens. That's why it's so fun to share the mosaic at the end of class. And you see what everybody came up with, even if we're in an official Zentangle class and draw all the same thing. Everybody's looks different in the end. It's super fun. Maybe you want to add orbs around your shapes. Maybe you want to add watercolor if you're using watercolor paper. Although if you use very little water and more color, you can actually watercolor on even copy paper, I have found. Just breathing and drawing slow, slow lines. Just become interested in watching that line. Because everywhere in front of your pen where there is no line is complete unknown territory. The line doesn't yet exist in that space, except maybe with your intention. And then you can follow and watch it being birthed from your pen and from your hand and your breath right in front of your eyes. So many things happen in our world so quickly, and we don't get to watch a lot of them. We don't get to watch a lot of things actually happen in real time. But this line, we do. And I think that is super fun. So I'm starting a new one here. You can do whatever you like to do, but I had talked about using this pattern as a grid or a band, so I thought I would explore that on my own. find that when I really value every line equally and not try to make them precious, any single line more precious than another, and that my results are so much more interesting. I mean, in truth, every single line informs the next line. So every single one is equal. And each line is having its very own experience. And each line holds information about texture and weight and negative space. And every line informs the next line. Because not only is my mind and my eye learning something new, but my hand is learning something new. I have had that needs improvement in handwriting for years and years and years in school. And then when I started drawing Zentangle patterns, my handwriting just automatically improved without me trying to improve it, which was pretty miraculous since writing and trying to slow down my writing, although slowing down your writing is always good and helpful to making more clear letters. But Zentangle just kind of did it magically without me having to try to do anything. Which was simply amazing. Because nothing else had really worked. And I wasn't actually trying to do it in the first place. It was just a little magical discovery. Benefit, unknown benefit. What I love about spending time with all of you drawing in this way is that when I really just settle in and allow new ideas to take shape, I discover new things that I wouldn't have discovered otherwise, which I know is exactly what I've been talking about for half an hour now, but I just discovered something new, so I'm super excited about it. And that this pattern is a shape and then auras and some black. But who says those auras have to go around the inside? What if they all line up along one side? It creates a completely new look to this shape and to these lines. And it honors the elements of the tangle, which I absolutely love. find it so freeing to just allow this process to just take me on an adventure. Often said that I've grown up with that overdeveloped sense of responsibility and trying to get it right all the time. And this way of drawing has really shown me that getting it right, what I think I should be drawing, if I just follow the way this pattern's supposed to go, isn't always, it's not as interesting as it could be if I just allow things to unfold. And I accept the changes that my pen is inviting me to explore. And I allow something new to come into my awareness. And I stop trying to get it right. And I try to get it right. But then there's a lot of anxiety and upset and feelings of failure that I couldn't do it exactly as somebody else did it. And why would I want to do it like somebody else did it anyway? There's no growth or freedom in that. But I think that we're taught that that's what we're supposed to do. It's been a lifetime of letting that go. And drawing like this is so super, super helpful for that when we allow the process to be just that. Instead of fighting the process and becoming all perfectionistic about it. And it really starts with breathing and relaxing and valuing every line just because you drew it and for no other reason whatsoever. You drew that line and nobody else could draw it just like you, and therefore it is valuable and important and worthy and beautiful. And that is amazing. Because when we take that concept, we really embody it on the page. It's much easier to take it out for a walk in our real life. Not that this isn't real life, it is, but I mean, out into the world, into conversations, and into world events. And to see not every line on the page, but as a metaphor, like every person having their own experience, walking their own path, their own line, and knowing that whatever that is, that that's important to them, it's valuable to them, it's valuable to you because you get to watch and say, well, would I make those decisions? Would I not make those decisions? It doesn't matter whether you would say yes or no if you judge their decisions. And discerning and judging are two different things. So if you discern and say, well, I wouldn't have made that decision, I don't think. Until you're in the situation, you don't honestly know, I think. So when you judge and you say, oh, well, they're a bad person or that was stupid, then you just feel terrible. There's no sense walking around making yourself feel terrible, judging like that. Discerning is when you say, oh, well, I don't think I would have made that decision. And I honor their decision, regardless of the outcome. Because I understand that just like my experiences and my decisions and my outcomes are important for my learning and growth, that no matter what they're doing, that decision, that outcome that learning was important to their growth. And if you don't want anyone to stop you from making your decisions, then it's really important to honor everybody else's decisions, even when you don't agree with them. And when you take away the judgment, then your suffering is so much less. And it all starts on the page by not judging our drawing, not judging our lines, just allowing them to appear on the page and be exactly as they are, knowing that each one is a tool for learning something new. Just breathing and observing and allowing. I like to tell myself all the time, nothing has gone wrong. Nothing has gone wrong. So when I think something has gone wrong, that's when I start judging and thinking all kinds of thoughts that are really displeasing and create all kinds of anxiety and upset that isn't necessary. So I say, nothing has gone wrong. What is happening is happening. And I am safe. And I can practice on the page when I draw a line that I don't like. I say, nothing has gone wrong. Nothing has gone wrong. Just ink on a page. I can draw another line, get another piece of paper if I really want to draw something different. It's all okay. Just the way it is. And when I stop insisting that something has to be one way or the other, then that's when brand new solutions come in. And new ideas, new ways of doing things that I never thought existed. And all of that comes from this beautiful process and this beautiful practice. It's really magical. Okay. Here are my explorations. I really love this pattern. I hope that you do too. And I hope that yours looks maybe nothing like mine. Hello, I'm back. So thank you so much for drawing with me. You can find more of my classes at eternalpossibility.com. If you would like to donate to these classes, paypal.me/eternalpossibility. And I hope that you keep drawing and exploring. A wonderful way to draw and explore is on envelopes before you put them in the mail, or on cards to people that you write to, or on grocery lists. And you can even pop one of your little drawings in a card for a friend, or leave it at the bus stop and somebody will find it and maybe they will be delighted by your beautiful artwork. All right. Thank you so much for drawing with me.